Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today I am getting back to the Scavenger Hunt 2021, and here are my bowls. These are the pieces that I have left to work with. These are the pieces I've already done, so I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to mix these up. And I'm going to reach in with my eyes closed, and let's see what we're working with today. Let's see, there's one, two, it feels, there we go, three. All right, whoops, that one fell out. Let's see what we have. I have alphabet or letters, and letters. I can use both or either, I think. A page of white. And patterned paper. How am I going to do a page of white and patterned paper? While I'm thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and get my letters. I'm going to get my stickers. I think that this would be a good use for those. And maybe I'll figure out something about the other two while I'm doing that. So I'll be right back. All right, so I gathered up some stuff. I knew that I would have white alphabet letters that I could use in this tote, except for it looks like all I see is the black. Let's make sure I've got white ones in here. That one's loose. That one belongs on there. Yep, I see white ones. These two pages right here of white letters. Let's see if I've got any other that are white. These are white with a black border, and I don't think that will count since the page needs to be white, right? Oh, there's another sheet just like that one. Here is another sheet of white. Several sheets of white. That works well. Let's see. These are black. And there's that sheet. All right, so there's my white stickers, my white alphabet and letters. And I actually thought for the patterned page, patterned paper, it didn't say that it had to be a pattern that was printed on the paper. So I have these two pads of paper, and they are laser cut paper pads. Now this one, I can't use all of them because the pink is pink on both sides, and the teal is teal on both sides. But I have the gold here, that the back is white. So I could actually use one of those. And I have this book. There's triangles, circles, and little dashes, and I haven't even opened it yet. So I had another pad of this, so I knew what it looked like. So I think that was helpful in trying to make the decision of what to use. Just want to be careful that I don't cut there we go, the shapes that are in the paper. I probably also need a newer blade on my knife, because it should just zip right through that tape, and it did not. And I've already, oh, there's the lid. I couldn't see it on the white. Now we've got music playing in the background. Hope you don't mind that. It's just my clock. All right, so I have this page with the triangles, and you can see on the back, it's white. I've got random dots. I've got the lattice here. And then I think it just repeats those same prints over and over again. So I am going to go ahead and take one of each of the different shapes out of this booklet. Set it to the side. And I think I'm going to go ahead and punch out one of the gold. And this part's, it's kind of on screen. I'll scoot it a little bit further. Okay, so there's that one. It's gold, but when I get all the pieces punched out, it will be white. Well, it's white even though I don't have the pieces punched out. I said that the wrong way. It's white when I turn it over. There we go. And let's see, the other one was behind it. And it has a lot of pieces that haven't necessarily been punched out, but they've kind of become detached already from the paper. They're all just kind of hanging around here. And I'll set that to the side as well. So now I've got 3 patterned papers. So that takes care of, that takes care of patterned papers. Got my page of white is what I'll be making, and I have my alphabets and letters. So I'm going to go ahead and punch the rest of these little pieces out, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are all punched out. And so there's the rose and the other rose. Well, this one's maybe not a rose, a flower of some sort. Now on this page, I have some bleed through from a page that I did previously. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 pages back. I believe it was, yes, it was 2 pages back, and the blue is still shining through. I think we finally get away from some of the blue on the next one, except for some of the edges have blue too, because I don't really worry about hiding the other pages from getting colored. I just figure it becomes part of that particular, what word? Creation, I guess would be the right word. So let's get into this. Something else I need to remember is to look up my numbers. But right now, I need to make sure that this is all white. So I am going to get some gesso and scrape it across here. Here's the gesso that I'm going to use, and it is almost gone, so I'll have to be getting another tube of it at some point in the near future. Here's my scraper. Oh my goodness. There we go. Wow, okay. Wasn't sure I was going to get that open at first. I probably better be careful because I'm getting ready to go out of town and I'm already dressed. And I really don't think I want to get stuff all over the clothes I'm wearing. Now, most of this background is probably going to get covered anyway. But I do want to make sure that I've at least got a coat down here to kind of not really hide, but tone down what little blue there was. Not like the blue was in your face, but it did make the page not all white. And that was one of the prompts, so I kind of need to make sure it's all white, right? All right, so I think that that's good. I better get my baby wipes over here so I can clean up real quickly as I go. I think I could probably get a little bit more of that off of there. That's the hard part when you use a scraper, is getting it, what's left on the scraper, off of the scraper, and not just throwing it away with your wet wipe or your cleanup. utensils. I'm not quite sure how to do that one. I don't like to feel like I'm wasting it. All right. So I think I know what I'm going to do with the letters. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the patterned papers. And they're still white, but they're actually 3 different shades of white. And this has just some hint of the color on the inside of the circles. You can just barely see. I can't even tell from looking at this side what color the paper is on the other side, if I didn't already know that it was pink. But I can see that there's a hint of some sort of color right there in the circles. And the same for the triangles and the herringbone. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to tear this kind of diagonally. And I'm going to cover my corners with that. And I think I'm going to do that with all 3 of them. So which one? I think I'll put the circles down first. All right, it's not completely perfectly dry, but I think it's dry enough for what I'm going to do. So now this bottle is one of the Sugar Bell bottles, and I have Fabri-Tac in it, and I need to refill it, so I'm having to shake it quite a bit. I'll try not to make you watch me shake it all the time. And I'm not going to worry about getting glue on every single spot, just enough so that it doesn't try to float off the page. Visually, it's hard to avoid the holes because they simply look like white printed polka dots when you're holding it above the white page, and I keep getting my glue nozzle hooked in them. Let's see, and I'm going to go this way. I think I tested it the other way, but I think I want these to go this way. So there's that, and I'm going to do the other one just the same way. And I do kind of like the shadows that are showing below it. It's giving a little bit of interest to that. All right, and so I'm going to do this one the same way. And I think I'm going to go this way and not quite as much of an angle. Well, except for those triangles wanted to go their own way. So that's what they'll do. They'll just go their own way. I'm going to put this one here and this one here. Let's see, does that work fit-wise? I think I'm going to have to help this one. I'm going to have to tear some more of the triangles down. And I think I'm going to tear some of these off as well. Yes, that'll work. visually. I guess it feels, visually it feels like, I'm not sure how that would work, but I think you know what I mean. My eyes think it's a solid piece of paper. Worked a little better when I held it over those because then I could see through it. And somehow that kind of tricked my brain. Do I want that to be there? Do I want it to turn this way? I think I want it to, yeah, I'll just do it this way. I think that'll be fine. All right, and then I can just put this across the middle, and that gives me a whole page of patterned paper. There we go. Get my brayer out and just make sure it's all down. And see, I already probably didn't have to use the gesso on the page. Although I may add some here in just a minute because I had a thought. Yep. I'm going to. Whoa! I just almost flung that right on my shirt. I would have been not happy. And my apron for art is upstairs because I washed it and I haven't brought it down yet. Ooh, yeah, about gone. All right, and I'm just going to use my fingers. And I'm just going to kind of go in swirls in here just to accentuate some of those patterns. I don't know if this is doing anything good or not, but I think it's just giving it a little bit more of a depth. Just making some circles. I think some of my circles didn't turn out so much circles. I'll go back with some of the extra from over here. Because I am going with this rose and this rose, so the circular thing I think will just be a nice little echo of that flower shape. Ooh, that's a big old glob. Let's put some of that over here on this circle that kind of ended up not a circle. And as I clean off my finger, I'll do it by making circles. All right, my Wink of Stella is kind of white. Yeah, that's white. It's an iridescent white. And while I'm letting that dry a little bit, I am going to go over this particular flower with the Wink of Stella so that it's got a little bit of extra white shimmeriness. Sometimes I wish this Wink of Stella was available in some kind of a spray. I could probably find paint in something similar. Can you see the shimmer there? I'm tilting and turning to make sure that I haven't missed any places. And that just looks so pretty. I need to take this tab off of here. And that's perforated, but I'm bending it a lot. So I'm just going to cut it off with my scissors. Do I want that there? Where do I want this? Yep, I think I'm just going to put it right there. Gluing on this particular challenge, I have not made an easy task of it for myself. Although this one, I think that I am just going to glue around the 4 sides so that that middle pops up. And layer that right over those. I'm trying to be careful not to get gesso on top of this part, but I think a little bit got off and got in it, on it, goodness gracious, in a couple of spots. But I think I got those wiped off. Okay. I am going to prop this little piece up if I can do it without messing up anything else, because I don't want it to dry stuck to the gesso. I want to do something with it later. I am going to go ahead and put glue on this, and it's going to go up here. And then I'm almost done, except for the message. And I think you figured out by now that I like to have a message in these, and I don't know why. And I have to get my numbers on the page somewhere, showing which of the prompts I used. And finish this up. All right, so I've got my words. Now I just need to get my numbers put on there. And the numbers that I need are 20, 34, and 56. I think I can do that. 20, 34, 56. Yep. And I'm just going to do it with the same stickers as I've been using, if I can get them to come off. There's 20, or a 2 anyway, of the 20. This. Sometimes in these stamp sets or sticker sets that have all these different fonts, it's hard to tell which one goes with which one. But I think that that's the 0. That's the same font as the 2. And 34. We'll go with this 3. And this 4. And then 56. Well, there seemed to be only 2 5s, although there were 3 zeros. And I don't think I have numbers in that. Nope. We'll go with that. Whoops, stuck my finger in the gesso again. All right. So we've got our little card here, but I'm going to have to dry that gesso underneath because I don't want it sticking to it. All right, so that is dry. I can tuck my little card down in here at the bottom that says love. And I think that I want to add these 2 things as well. I've got a piece of white ribbon here and a little white feather. So I think I'm going to tuck the feather in right down here, maybe. I think that'll work. I'll just tuck it underneath of there into that glue. And then I'll tie a bow. All right, and so we have our page. It is a page of white, and that was number 56. Patterned paper, and that was number 20, and it's all over the background. And then alphabet letters, and that's right there. And there's my clock going off in the background again. I'm going to see if I can get my white pen to show up on here to put the date. It is June 4th. So we got one. Nope. June 4th is the 6th. There we go. 6, 4, 21. 6, 4, 21. And you can just barely see that, but you can see it. And this is Hidden in Plain Sight. And I have my card, and on the back side, you are perfectly beautiful. I kind of like how that turned out. I was wondering on the in plain sight if that was gonna, or not in plain sight, I was wondering if the all white page was gonna work. And I think it did. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would have done differently. I am always open for ideas. That is what this whole challenge is about, is to get you thinking in different ways. So I'm glad you joined me today. I hope you enjoyed doing the going through the process with me. And I hope you'll come back and see me again. And I just want to remind you to be kind always. Bye.